Hello, my lovelies. Namaste. Michelle Elizabeth here. Michelle Elizabeth Official. Meow. Meow Arts. So I have so much to share with you right now. I'm feeling so inspired. Not sure what's going to come first, but we'll see how it goes. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with some affirmations. It is so important to give yourself positive self-talk. The world beats us down constantly. And if you're anything like me, you have a very, very harsh inner critic who constantly tells you bad things. Tells you the worst things about yourself and forgets to tell you the good things about yourself. So definitely want to help you all with that. And it helps me too, honestly. Like telling you guys what I've learned, sharing with you what I've learned is a type of therapy for me. Basically, like they say, if you can teach something, you know you've really learned it and mastered it. Okay, right now I am looking for my notes of affirmations. Oh, here we go. Let's turn this around so you can see my beautiful handwriting. First of all, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am safe, I am creative, I am strong, I am loved, I am expressive, I am connected, I am divine. I am safe, I am creative, I am strong, I am loved, I am expressive, I am connected, I am divine. I am safe, I am creative, I am strong, I am loved, I am expressive, I am connected, I am divine. I am happy. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, we'll do more in a little bit. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, you know what? Right now, I just want to take a moment and thank you all for being here. Thank God and thank this universe, thank Source. Thank you for helping me to get through these hard times, but still stay positive for the most part. Oh, be positive. Oh, what does the shirt say? Shirt says positive and happy. Sorry, Henry, you left this shirt at my house and now I don't have a house, but I have a shirt. Anyway, I'm coming up with a list of rules or requirements to be my friend. It's not even about like, okay, these are things I want in a romantic relationship. I'm thinking about, if you want to be in my life, you gotta come up to my level. Like, I was at a low level for a long time, and I'll admit, and I fell back down even worse many, many times. And it took really freaking hard work to get to the mental and emotional level I'm at now, and to still stay positive after, wow. You know, in another video, I will open up and go into detail about some of the things that I've gone through, especially in the past few years, that I haven't totally healed from. Those really, really dark places that it's a double-edged sword, because it gives me compassion for people and empathy. So when I see people living in fear, or I see people having anxiety or depression or whatever, I feel for them. I really do, because I actually have been there. But then at the same time, I feel frustration and anger, because even though I've been there, I've pulled myself out over and over and over again. And of course, not just me, it's God mainly. But you can't just rely on God. You have to rely on God and faith and do the work. And I've done the work, and it pisses me the fuck off that people aren't doing it. So at least for the time being, to be in my life, you must communicate. Communication, people. Oh my God, so much stress, so much anxiety, so many arguments, frustration comes through communication or not communicating. Unspoken expectations, unspoken requirements or deadlines, anything unspoken. People, speak your freaking mind. It is simple. The Bible says, let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. How hard do you need to make it? Like, it's either yes or no. When you tell people, when your actions say one thing and your words say another thing, and then your like life's, you know, all these different things, they're conflicting. Your body language says another thing. The energy you give off says another thing. Fucking get in line, get it all together, and say what you want to say. So right now, I'm saying what I want to say. To be in my life at this moment anyway, I'm sure eventually I'll level up even more and I'll be more patient. But until I get the patience until I remember how to activate the patience that God has already put inside me, I need people in my life who are going to communicate openly and honestly. If you're not sure how you feel about something, or if you're not sure, say you're not sure. Say what you feel. You can say, I don't know, or I'm not sure how I feel about this, or you know what, let me process this and then I'll think about it and pray about it and get back to you. Whatever the fuck you want to say, put it into your own words and say it. You don't have to have the answer right on the spot, but you can't just ghost people or gaslight them. Or so many people in my life decide they're going to either not answer, like, you know, the whole culture of leaving someone on red or ghosting people, that is such a cowardly move. No answer is the same thing as giving an answer. If you're not giving someone a clear yes or a no, or even an I'll think about it, you are telling them no. You are telling them that you are not important enough for me to deal with right now. That is what they are hearing. So I'm done with that. Get out of my life if you can't communicate. And if you're not willing to do the hard work of self-improvement, I understand not knowing how to communicate, because I wasn't born knowing it. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. But not knowing how to communicate is a lame ass excuse. You can Google anything. You can ask people. There are YouTube videos for every single subject on earth. When I have nobody to go to, and even if the Bible's not working, if all these other things, I will simply just Google how to blah, blah, blah. Like how to communicate clearly. One time, my ex-boyfriend that I'm still in love with, when we were together, I realized I had made a mistake and took things the wrong way, and I was trying to make up for it. And I didn't know how. I didn't know how to make things right. I was never taught how to truly apologize to someone and to genuinely apologize, you know, and so that way they can understand and know it's not just an apology to make me feel good about myself and be like, oh, I got that off my chest. It's an apology that truly reflects their feelings as well, and what can we do in the future to go forward. I Googled it. You can Google it. Ask Siri, ask Google. It's there. So if you want to be in my life as a friend or more, or to work with, you've got to be able to communicate, or at least Google it if you don't know how to communicate. Or just say, hey, I don't know the words to say, but I'm feeling like blah, blah, blah. You know, that communication, people. Whew. Okay. If you think you do not need mental health help, get out of my life. I have worked too hard and too long on my mental health to hear people being like, oh, I don't need that. That's a clear red flag that you are immature and you are not willing to work on yourself. And that tells me you don't deserve to be in my life. And actually, all of you, if you took the time to read this or watch this video, these are things you should be put in. I recommend, obviously, use your discernment and do what you want to do. But I recommend putting these things in place in your life, because setting those boundaries gives you so much freedom. There's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. There's still anxiety and stress from the world, from all the things that you have to do in life to keep life going. But why add to that stress? You're adding to the stress by not communicating clearly, by letting people step over your boundaries, by not having boundaries at all. Fuck, boundaries. Oh my God. I was not brought up with boundaries. I've had to learn them over the past 5 to 10 years, mainly maybe 8 or 9 years. Holy heck. It's so hard to set them and hard to learn. But once you learn that you're allowed to say no with no explanation. My last boyfriend taught me the hard way. He would just say no all the time to anything and never give me an explanation. It pissed me the fuck off. I was like, why aren't you communicating with me? Why aren't you giving me a reason? But eventually, with time, I realized he doesn't owe me a reason. He has the right to say no, no questions asked. And that means I have the same right to say no, no questions asked. You have the same right to say no, no questions asked. You don't need to come up with an excuse. I spend so much time trying to have all these reasons available because I grew up in an environment where no is not good enough. You need to tell me who, what, why, when, where, how. Literally, my dad has told me, if you want to take a shit, you ask me before you do it. No. Flat out, no, that's not acceptable. That's not mentally healthy. And if you think that you're going to be in my life and not get mental health help, no. I am saying no. I'm setting that limit, that boundary. You can do it too. Woo, stand up for yourself. Okay. I want people in my life who support my hopes and dreams. Not people who say, oh, well, do you really think that's a good idea? Because, in the past, blah, blah, blah. Or not many people make it. Or you don't have the money for that. You don't have the degrees for that. You don't have the experience for that. No. F all that. That is not love. I do understand, and of course I do take feedback and I understand logical, reasoning and stuff. If you don't agree with something I'm doing and I'm asking you for your help, then that's one thing. I don't want yes men surrounding me, obviously. I love learning. Learning is so important. If you don't love learning, stay away from me. I'm not going to stay stuck in ignorance and stay at that lower level. I want to level up, and there are so many people who want to level up. If you want to level up, come with me. Join my tribe. Be part of my soul tribe. But if you don't want to level up, do not pull me down to your level. I'm done with that. I want loyalty, passion, autonomy, and independence. I'm an independent person. I've lived on my own, not having a roommate or anybody in my life. I've been divorced for 14 years, basically. 14 years I've been divorced. Making a way somehow, there are many years where I was on my own. There was a couple years where I had roommates, and then a couple years where I had family, and right now, past 6 years on and off, I've been homeless. But I'm always out there on my own. If you don't know what that struggle is like, if you've lived with your mommy and daddy your whole life and you're 45 and still living with mommy and daddy, you do not have the right to tell me anything. Oh, Lordy. Whew. I want people, and I know y'all are out there. I know it because I've seen it. When I had no one, when all my friends and family turned their back on me, and God was the only one there for me, and I'm alone in that dark night of the soul praying, I would go online and find people on YouTube, watch different people online that thought the same way I did. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm not crazy. There's this whole millions and millions and millions of people who think the same way I do and don't want to be stuck in this little sad place. Misery loves company. I don't love misery. I don't know about you. I don't love misery. I don't want that kind of company. I want to help people who are miserable get out of their misery. So I can't have people pull me back into misery if I'm trying to pull people out. It's two different opposing forces. It does not work. Yeah. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, these are the rules to be my friend. I don't know, be my coworker, just be in my life and my energy. I have worked too damn hard, sacrificed so much that I am not willing to go back. I am in what does he call it? Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it the river of change. He's a scientist and doctor, and he studies the brain and on Gaia Channel. Oh, Gaia Channel is so amazing. Gaia Channel I found Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he also has YouTube channels, videos as well, about Rewired, about the brain, about how the brain works, how you can change it, epigenetics, like all the cool sciencey stuff. And I forgot where I was going. I hate ADHD. Anyways, I'm so excited that like there's so many people out there, there's so many resources out there. I'm moving on to the next level. Come with me. I love you all. If I sent this video to you, or if you came across this video, you were meant to see it. I love you. God loves you. There are people out there who love you as well. But we get stuck in this little pit of despair. Something in my throat. Anyway, Princess Bride. You don't need to be stuck in that pit is the bottom line. I've been there. I've gotten out. I want to pull other people out. Oh, Joe Dispenza. There we go. Joe Dispenza talks about a river of change. In your brain, they say it takes 21 days to make a habit. The reason why, the science behind 21 days to make a habit is because your brain is formed during that 21 days that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Your brain is forming new pathways, new synapses, new neural pathways. So it takes time for those chemical changes to form. But once those chemical changes form, it's so much easier, and then you can do things without thinking. That's why sometimes you'll drive somewhere and you'll turn down the same streets and you won't even be thinking about it because your brain has already connected those dots and made those pathways. And so that's all it takes really, is retraining your brain and being patient with yourself and being patient with people. But when you're in that river of change, when you're in that little flux, that limbo period where you're trying, you're putting the effort in and you're doing it, but it's not totally consistent and it still takes a lot of effort, and your brain is trying to form those pathways. It's trying to form those synapses and those connections and all that jazz to make it happen, to make the change and manifest it and bring it forth in your life. You're still in that river of change, so you're influenced. You can be pulled back. You can be pulled back easily. Or kind of like if you live near an ocean. I'm in Florida, so there's rip currents, rip tides. Swimming against the current really doesn't help. So be patient with yourself during that 21 days, or it might take you 30 days, might take you 40, it might take you years. But when you're in that river of change, it's so easy to get pulled back into the bad places. So right now, as of the moment I'm making this video, October 11th, 2022, I'm in that river of change. I cannot have people dragging me back at this moment. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I hate you. It's not that you're a horrible person or you're too negative. But for me to make that leap to the other side and finally be stable and finally get to the other seashore, I need to cut out anything that is going to hold me back. I hope you guys can understand that, and I hope you will respect it and, do the same for yourselves if that's what resonates with you. Whew, okay, this video is longer than I meant it to be. Ooh, another video I'm planning on making is talking about healing, doing shadow work and healing your emotional wounds, your inner child, what you're healing your inner wounds using astrology. I only found this out recently. I had no idea that there's how there's a sun sign, a moon sign, all that jazz. And airplanes. Woo! There is a sign called Chiron. And so I'll go into detail with that. Oh, and if you ever want to do some individual work, if you want me to look up your birth chart and do a birth chart for you, then please contact me. I'd be happy to do that. Of course, there's a price because I'm trying. I don't have a job at the moment. I don't have a car. I don't have a home. I don't have a roof over my head. I need money, so I will gladly lend you my services for some kind of help. Anyway, but yeah, it's so cool when you see all the different ways that you can heal yourself, and it's really incredibly easy to do. So freaking easy when you follow astrology and all these other little small ways that I've done. So yeah, other videos I'll do that. Comment below if you like that idea or you don't like it, or there's something specific you want me to address. Let me know down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Namaste, my lovelies. Bye. Mwah.